Okay, hello and welcome for the Pycon Vienna organization team. I have a special guest today, Ivana.
Thanks for having me.
Ivana, can you tell about your experience? You are basically a Python conference veteran. You was in Vienna already at Python conferences.
Yes, that is true. My very first Python conference was actually in Florence in 2013. Actually, even wearing the shirt from
EuroPython.
Yeah, exactly, the EuroPython conference. Yeah, so it's been more than 10 years actually already.
10 years. And in Vienna, how many Python conferences did you attend?
Only the single one that actually took place, as far as I know, which was PyDays in 2019.
2019. There were two before, but they were smaller.
Oh, okay. Then probably that one.
Okay, cool. And your personal experience, what is the reason to go to a Python conference, and how is it, especially how is it as a girl? There were three questions now. Okay, I want to make that first one.
Well, for me, going to Python conferences is always a very nice experience because the people are usually very nice, the community is very nice, you can just basically talk to anyone you want. Also, you learn a lot of things because obviously you can go to talks, which is just the main, so to say, point of a Python conference, right? And as a woman, going to Python conference is actually like my first conference. I got there on not a scholarship, but I got this like funding from EuroPython to actually go there, which I found very nice. And I also always found that there's quite a lot of women, like comparatively speaking, to other programming tech conferences, exactly. So
you did not feel exotic as a woman there?
No, like it's always a pleasant experience. Also, like I find it very good that there's always a code of conduct, so basically there's ground rules for how you're supposed to behave with each other, and yeah, it was always a nice experience for me.
Can you describe what was your impression actually? Did you go on any programming conference before you got to EuroPython in Florence?
I don't think so. I think that was my very first one.
And at this point in time, you was not a Python expert, so you just started your Python career.
I was sort of a beginner. I mean, I had been doing Python for a couple of years, but not full time. Just like doing some very small projects on my own and having it at university, like for the programming course. But I was basically a beginner.
And what was your impression then? Being there, so did you feel, oh, I'm too low level? Or?
Yeah. So I have to say, at Python conferences, what you usually have is a very wide range of difficulty when it comes to the talks, and workshops as well, when there's workshops. So there's always something for everyone. And I picked sort of a mixture of let's say, beginner talks or like beginner in some area talks, and also talks that I didn't really understand at that point, but they still gave me they gave me something to think about, and they gave me like this impulse, maybe I should look into this because it's actually interesting. You
told it was the first time you came in contact with Django on a Python conference, is this true?
Yes, exactly. So there was actually a Django workshop at this EuroPython, and it was exactly the first time I actually tried, I think, any web framework in Python. So yeah, that already gave me basically the base for all my Django knowledge that I've then used throughout the years.
And is it correct to say, would you have not been there, you would maybe just much later know about Django at all, or would not have started
going into Django? That is very much.
So it was a bit pushing you in a direction that turned out to be fruitful.
Yes, definitely.
Cool. Then in Vienna 2019, you was already speaker on a Python conference. Can you tell about your experience as a speaker?
I think that was not my first time speaking. I think I even spoke at EuroPython before that. At a EuroPython. I'm not exactly sure which one, but there was one at least. But speaking at the Python conference is always a very nice experience because the audience is very supportive. You get good questions when you get questions, and it's a very good practice for you to sort of either get into public speaking or train public speaking. Yes, so I've done this a couple of times already, which is sort of also a proof that I found it as a good experience.
And the audience in Vienna was also nice to you.
The audience in Vienna was very nice, and it was very nice to actually have a conference in Vienna, a Python conference in Vienna, because for the other years I obviously had to travel to Italy or I don't know, Switzerland or somewhere, and I find it very very sad that we don't have a proper Pycon conference in Austria so far.
Yeah, since many years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hope to change this. Can you, especially for if someone is looking this video who was never in a Python conference and is very new, maybe does not even know that he need Python for his or her career, can you give a personal recommendation why it's maybe a good idea to attend a conference, a Python conference?
Well, as I already said, so you learn a lot of things. You can pick your difficulty. So you can go to talks that are very beginner friendly, or you can go to talks that are more advanced as well. There's also usually workshops, for example, the Django workshop that I went to, or sometimes there's Django Girls workshops, which are especially tailored for women who are programming beginners, or maybe like somewhere.
And go into web.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I think you cannot lose anything by attending this conference. You can only gain something. You can either gain knowledge or you can gain new friends. You can basically be part of the community, which is also a very nice experience. So I think it's for sure worth it to go there.
Okay, super. And sorry for our audience, the noise that you hear is an elephant in the room above us who makes circles. Just now when we record this video, this happens. We extra choose this location. But okay, yes. Well, thank you, Ivana. Very nice that you came and spoke to us. And let's hope to see you 2025 in Vienna at the next Pycon.
Yeah, thank you for having me.